Hello and welcome to a Build with Bear workshop stream. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and a Lego set and to celebrate a holiday with you. I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi, or you can use other people's emotes, or if you feel like being a lurker, you don't want to say anything at all? Don't say anything. That's also okay. You can just lurk. It is Halloween. I do have cat ears on, but you can't see them. If I do this, you can kind of see them a little bit. Maybe, yeah, maybe like that. Yeah, you can see it a little bit there. I do have cat ears attached to my headphones, but my background remover removes them. And I don't want a background, so I removed the background. Yeah. Ghost Valve's here. Hello, Ghost Valve. Happy to have you here. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I put them on. I took a photo of me wearing them. I've had them on all day. I was in a meeting where some people were in big costumes, and I was in cat ears, and I got a compliment on those. I was in a real boring-ass meeting where my mic was never on. I didn't even have it set up because it was just a listening meeting, but they still wanted you on webcam to make sure you were actively listening. And I was actively listening to a rap concert. Lastberg's here, Ghost Valve's here. Welcome to both of you. That's right. Callie, Maury Calliope, from Hollow Live English, Myth, did a whole J-rap concert of covers, and I had that on when I was supposed to be paying attention to a meeting that I didn't need to be in. Didn't need to be in that meeting. Doesn't really apply for me. Doesn't really have anything to do with what I do for that company, but it was an all-hands-on meeting, and I was there listening to J-Rock, or J-Rap, I should say, because I have multiple monitors. Can't tell me I don't. Can't tell me I don't have 3 monitors. I have, as long as the monitor I'm looking at isn't this monitor, where you can clearly tell that I am not paying attention. As long as I don't look at this monitor and I look at one of these 2 monitors, we're good. I could have even had them in the same monitor. Would have been just fine. But I had them on 2 different monitors and I was just being like this. Like my webcam was slightly off focus or something. Anyway, it's Halloween and no kids came to the house this year. 2 years in a row. 2 years ago, 1 kid came. Last year, no kids. This year, no kids. So I got some crunch bars here. I got 1 crunch bar. I'm going to eat that at the end of the stream. That's my treat at the end of this Halloween stream, is that I'm going to have that. Let's go to the overhead camera. As you can see, I still have a model kit that I haven't finished. I was supposed to finish this on Monday. Many of you may know that I didn't stream on Monday. My apologies. We didn't have cable or internet or phone on Monday, which is frustrating. I have my, of course, I have my cell phone working just fine, so I was able to be on the internet. And luckily, I have old and not so old wrestling on an external hard drive. So I just watched wrestling and occasionally looked at my phone to see what was going on. So I was okay as far as entertainment. But yeah, the internet was just out. Something happened. That it came back like at like 10:15. Wasn't going to start the stream that late to go late or anything like that. I just ended up canceling it. But I was going to finish the Gundam Gelgoog Menace. It's not a Gundam, but it's Gelgoog Menace, which is a spooky name. Maybe Gelgoog Menace is spooky. I don't know. But we're going to finish the Gelgoog Menace because all I have to do is build 3 weapons and take a couple photos. And then we'll move on and do some Lego. And we're going to do a Lego Minecraft kit, the Skeleton Dungeon, which will be the first time in my 6 years of streaming that I will do anything Minecraft related on this very stream, on this channel. I have never played Minecraft on stream, never built anything for Minecraft before, nothing related to Minecraft on this stream, which might be a record for a streamer of who is an active streamer for 6 years. where I stream anywhere from since day one. I've streamed from an hour and a half a week to what 6 hour or 8 hours a week that I do now. That's pretty impressive that I have never done anything with Minecraft until tonight because the skeleton dungeon looked spooky. It looked seasonal. So we're doing that. Anyway, let's get into this. Um, so yeah, like I said, I did have these cat ears, which you can't really see. You can't see at all. I did have the cat ears on. That is my Halloween costume. I am also wearing a shirt that has a ghost on it. There's a ghost there. And it says, "I'm so over it." This is of course, this is a TKO t-shirt. Have you ever played Minecraft in your own time? Yes, Lastbrook. So that's why I wanted to be specific about that I have never done anything Minecraft related on stream. I have played Minecraft. I played it early, way back in the day when it was like a new thing and like only in Java. Like I don't know. I played it very early, and I was off and on. I have played Warcraft. I have not, but not Warcraft. I have played Minecraft. I have not played it in several years. I never play like Minecraft Adventures or anything like that. I would be very rusty if I got back into it at any point in my life. I have no necessary desire to get back into it, but I do remember enjoying my time with Minecraft. It was fun to build weird shit. I had a good time. And I was on a server with some friends at one point, and that was also a real good time. It's so goddamn warm in this room. You may have seen my photos on social media. I grilled tonight. I had the grill going. I was in shorts and a t-shirt outside grilled hamburgers and a hot dog. And they turned out great. You know what? When people ask like, well, Pat, what do you do to prep your burgers? Well, what I like to do is make sure that they are, if they have been in the refrigerator, which they were, I make sure that they have been sitting out at room temperature in the house for at least an hour. And when I take them out of the fridge, put them on some paper towel, and then I like to give a good amount of salt. And generally, I like garlic powder, not garlic salt, because then I wouldn't use regular salt. I would just use garlic salt. But garlic powder, sometimes onion powder. We don't have any of that right now. And just simple, easy. Garlic powder and salt, and then paper towel again on both sides there, and that just pulls out a lot of the moisture. Still leaves in some good flavor. And then for grilling, if you're using a grill, look, get any kind of neutral oil, or you can do it using the olive oil if you want, but you want to oil up the you want to oil up the grill. You do want to do that. You do want to make it so you're not ripping apart your burger when you go to flip it over. And the secret to a good burger on the grill is to like really let it sit. Just really, like, don't squish it. Don't constantly flip it over. If you got to put the lid down, put the lid down. If you got to like put foil over it, put foil over. Do what you need to do. Hot dog, you want to rotate through because I don't like a blackened hot dog. I don't like a hot dog that you have to like flake off some burnt parts on there. I want it cooked, but I don't need it charcoaled. But a burger, especially one that if it's a thick patty, hey, if you got a skillet out there, if you're cooking on a skillet and you're doing smash burgers, then yeah, you want to really, really press down on that. And you might want to flip it more than 2 times especially if you're trying to get your onions that you put on there really good coverage. But if you're just doing a plain old burger, yeah, you really do want to give it plenty of time. But yeah, I got the charcoal chimney out. It went well. I had a good time doing some grilling. We had potato salad, and then just some veggies on the side. It was nice. It was good. Hey, this is an odd thing. We got hamburger buns with sesame seeds on them, which were really tasty. Good buns. Fresh. We didn't put them in the freezer because we bought them yesterday. Just had them out on the counter. Real good. They weren't pre-cut. but also there was like, how do I describe it? So the bun had like a line around it that was like an indent, like, and I imagined that was like where you would cut it, but it wasn't cut through, and that was surprising to me. Generally, when I buy hamburger buns, or even, in the case these were sesame seed buns, um, they're cut, and it was odd to not have that. It's a simple thing to do, obviously, but it was surprising. But that is a good portion of my Halloween. That wasn't my only thing I did today. I did have a meeting, as I said, where I did have cat ears on, and I really didn't pay attention during that meeting. It's okay. I'll be fine. I also, and I will not get into too many specifics here, because they are of a personal nature for people that are not me. If this was about me, I would tell you, because I am fine with it, and in fact, it would be possibly therapeutic for me to talk about it if it was me. Someone, hey, Lord Crashington, someone in my life here in South Carolina had a slip and a fall and ended up in the emergency room, and I accompanied someone to go pick them up. And so I went to the emergency room lobby at a hospital on Halloween. And the person I was with went, I forgot it was Halloween, when we saw multiple people, hospital employees in costumes. And that is when the person I was with was like, oh yeah, it's Halloween, huh? I was like, yep. There's somebody from a Pixar movie. Cool. Let's keep going. That person has a blue face. They are a character from that movie about emotions that I don't remember the name of. Cool. And then there was like a witch. The receptionist was a witch. They just had a big hat. And it was like, oh yeah, no, it's Halloween. As I mentioned, nobody came to my goddamn house today. We did buy candy. We do have, as I said, Nestle Crunch, these little small Nestle Crunches, which means I get to eat most of them over the next few days, which is great for me, your friend Pat. But yes, the person that we went to go visit is recuperating from their visit. Their fall was not great, but it wasn't life-threatening. Okay, so we did our double beams here, our nice little cool double beam. I'm going to take a photo of this. Might have to boost the contrast again. I'll figure that out for Monday. I'm not going to do that now. We are almost done. I do have guns to build for this kit, and so I will build those, and we'll get 2 photos of this, one like this and one that. Also, this backpack folds up, and so we'll take a photo with the backpack folded up, because that's going to look cool as hell. And we got this looking dope. Great photo. Great job, Pat. Now I need to take this off and the shield off, because we want to have the guns in both these hands. So we'll keep the hands off, because we're going to have to, pop these open again anyway. Yeah, so that's that update. I didn't stream on Monday. As I said, internet went out. Tuesday I did stream. It was very fun. Thank you to everybody that hung out on Tuesday as we did some digital pumpkin carving, and we ranked some, we appreciated some pumpkins out there. And then also, of course, tried to get out of a haunted mansion, and failed, because I was not good at solving their puzzles. Got stuck. I think I could have eventually brute forced that. I could have eventually, I think, brute forced the chess puzzle, but I just wasn't fucking getting it. And whatever the other puzzle was, I don't know how I could have brute forced that. I guess I could have eventually brute forced the shapes one, but I just at that point didn't want to. All right, so we're done with this part of the build. Now we're going to move on to working on the weapons. The weapons, each weapon does have a sticker, so we will apply some stickers. And I thought tonight a thing we could do, before we get into the talking about anime in the second hour, because we will talk about the episode of Ranma 1/2 that I normally would talk about on Monday. We'll talk about that, and we will talk about I'll become a villainous. Um, uh, the anime, I'll become a villainous. The who goes down in history. We'll talk about that. And then next week I'll talk about episodes 3 and 4 of Gundam that I watched because I don't need to talk about that tonight. Um, yeah. And then Dan and Dragon Ball Daima we'll talk about on Saturday because this could be the last episode of Dragon Ball Daima I talk about on stream, but I will watch this week's episode because I do want to see more of it. The fight in the bar from this past episode was enough to make me go, all right, I guess I kind of want to see more of this. But I am starting to feel like I don't particularly care about this Dragon Ball. And I don't love that feeling, but that is the feeling that I currently have. So I'm at least going to watch this coming episode, but I might not watch the full thing. I don't know. We'll see. I thought we should talk about Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel is happening this Saturday. It is a WWE pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. They did King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia already this year. This is their second visit in 1 year. There are 7 matches on the card, which is a lot of matches. Normally their shows they've been doing less than 7 lately. One could imagine that they were trying to do a 5-match card, but then got asked to have more show. That is my guess. I don't know for sure. I can only speculate. A6. That maybe they were asked for more show. There are 7 matches. I will not be watching this pay-per-view. I will talk about it tonight. I will talk about it Saturday night, or not this coming Saturday. That's right. Monday I'll talk about it. And this Saturday I won't talk about Dan, and I won't talk about Dragon Ball Daima, because I have an event this Saturday, and I can't believe I fucking forgot about a thing that I need to promote to you about. I won't be talking about anime. I might mind passing, but I won't be doing a deep dive in anime this coming Saturday, because this Saturday is Extra Life. I will be participating in Extra Life starting at 8 p.m. Eastern this Saturday. I'll talk about it as I put together this gun, and I'll have the words there on the screen so you can see the words that I'm talking about. Yeah, I will be this coming Saturday starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Running probably 3 hours. I don't expect to go longer than 3 hours. I don't expect to go less than 3 hours, really. Every $10 donation, you will be able to ask for a wrestler or a match type or both in WWE 2K24. I'll be running CPU versus CPU matches in that. And you'll be able to help do that. Every $50 I raise, and that's cumulative, so you can work together to get to that 50, I will perform a monologue, a promo in the style of a monologue, a wrestling promo. I have a bunch of them. If I hit my goal of $500, I promise I will do the Steiner Math promo, aka the greatest wrestling promo of all time, accidentally, not on purpose. He did not mean it to be silly. I have wrestling promos from WWE and AEW, and I think that's it. I don't think I have from any other ones. I'm going to look at that list because I have them written down, or I have them all in a document. WWF/E, WWE, TNA. I do have a TNA promo in there. That's right. A WCW promo. I forgot about that. A promo from Mid-South Championship Wrestling. That's an NWA. It's a Jim Crockett. That's right, Jim Crockett Promotions promo. A WWF, an AEW wrestler in doing a promo in Stardom, a WCW promo, and a TNA promo. So I got 2 of those. So it's a good mixed bag. Of promos that I will be performing for your pleasure and mine. Saturday starting at 8 p.m. Eastern while we play those wrestling games. So, yeah. So, I won't talk about Dan or Dragon Ball until the following... until the following Monday. which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, I guess so. We'll have a lot of anime because I'll also be talking about Ranma 1/2 that day. So I will be talking about maybe next Thursday I'll talk about Gundam because I do plan to watch 2 more of those. So maybe I will do that the following Thursday. I don't know. This sticker is very tiny and I can't quite apply it correctly. I'll do my best. Very tiny sticker. Alrighty. All right, we got a gun done. I'm going to put the gun in this hand, and I'll put the other gun in the other hand. This is the smaller of the 2 guns, and then we got a bigger gun that's going to go on to other hand. And it's going to look good, and then we'll be done with this kit. Thursday, all the anime you can handle. Indeed, Lashbrook, indeed. We will talk about in the second hour. But yeah, I thought we would talk a bit about this episode or what's coming up for this pay-per-view, and then I'll go over the what happened next Monday. We'll talk about that, and we'll wrap it up. But right now we can talk about it. I'm just going to go through the card, give my impressions, give my thoughts, let you know who I think is going to be victorious in this competition. So our main event, most likely, there's a possibility. I don't think that Roman Reigns and the Usos versus the Bloodline, the new Bloodline, is going to main event. I think it's going to be the inaugural WWE Crown Jewel Championship. There's the Crown Jewel Championship and the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. It should be the men's and the women's, but whatever. That is a side issue. I think one of those is going to main event. I assume it'll be Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. Gunther is the Raw World Heavyweight Champion. Cody Rhodes is the SmackDown Undisputed WWE Champion. Kevin Owens is already in Saudi Arabia, and I imagine will interfere in that match. Possibly we could see someone also interfere to cost Gunther it, but I feel like that match ends with Cody Rhodes as the champion, looking incredible, and then he gets attacked by Kevin Owens. I feel like that's how you end it, and that sets up their match that will be at Survivor Series. That is my big guess, which does not take a lot of brain power to come up with, but that would be my thing. I think Cody wins it. American Hero wins in Saudi Arabia. Hooray. And then maybe that belt gets destroyed next week. Probably not in Saudi Arabia. They don't probably destroy it there, but whatever. The other Crown Jewel Championship, which is for the women's division, Liv Morgan, who is the Raw Women's World Champion, will faces Nia Jax, the SmackDown WWE Women's Champion. It's weird. This is heel, so it's a weird thing. Both of these girls are heels. Liv Morgan has been in a program with Rhea Ripley, who is out indefinitely now with an injury. There's a storyline injury, but she has a real life injury. So she is out for a while. So I don't know who Liv Morgan feuds with now for a bit. She's got muscle in the form of Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah. Nia Jax has backup in the form of Tiffany Stratton. I feel like Tiffany Stratton does have the Money in the Bank briefcase, and I feel like Tiffany Stratton will cash in that briefcase and kind of steal the show, and the crowd will cheer for her in doing so. So the babyface in this is the heel, one of the heels involved. But I could easily see this ending with Nia Jax winning it, and then winning the Crown Jewel Championship, and then losing the SmackDown title. and then Liv Morgan has a feud with somebody while they wait for Rhea Ripley to get better. That's kind of my guess. I don't know. I'm iffy on this one. I'm way more confident in Cody winning than I am on the alternative. This one. All right, so here's our guns, and then our backpack folds up, and our backpack wings become like little boosting wings, which looks very cool in person. It looks rad, and I'm going to take a photo of it like this with the guns out, and it's just going to look real cool, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a sticker that has to go on this. I got to put the sticker on first. I almost didn't put the last sticker of this kit. Silly me. Almost really goofed it up. So that's going to go like this. Yeah. Goes like this. Then that goes around it. Hooray. Almost forgot the sticker. Let's see. We also have Seth freaking Rollins versus Bronson Reed. This is a weird one because Bronson Reed is a monster among monsters and probably shouldn't lose on a pay-per-view or a premium live event. My apologies. But also, Seth Rollins loses a lot. And this is his first premium live event since he's been gone for a while. And he loses on shows a lot. So I feel like Seth freaking Rollins is going to win this match. And then he is going to get beat up after the match by Bronson Reed a whole lot. And Bronson's going to get his heat back by beating the shit out of Seth Rollins repeatedly. That's my guess. That's how that's going to play out, I think. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. This is a match for Kevin Owens to win. We are setting Kevin Owens up to take on Cody Rhodes. So the idea of like Randy Orton can eat this loss. Randy Orton will be fine. Kevin needs to build momentum. There can be a conversation here about the idea that losing would piss off Kevin Owens even more, but I really think he needs to win that match, and it would be foolish for him to lose it. So that's why I'm going with Kevin Owens. All right, we are done with this kit. The Gelgoog Menace was really fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but we were going to say goodbye to that. All of the kits from Gundam Seed Forever, the movie, have been phenomenal. I love their no need for polycap kits. This has just been so great to build. Now we are going to move on to bag one of, I believe, 4 bags. Yes, bag one of 3 bags. 3 bags. We're going to go to bag 1. We'll do some light knolling of just separating by color to make my life easier. We got 2 bags within the big bag. And as always, friends, we triple check our bags to make sure there's nothing in there that we missed. And then we are going to build Steve here. Our minifig's got a brick head. Got a brick for a head. Call him Brickhead. And there's a skeleton. With a crossbow. We need our... Yeah, okay. We got Skeleton Man. We got a crossbow. I feel like these minifigs are going to be pretty cool. That's my hot take. These minifigs will be pretty neat. Oh, yeah, we got skeleton. We got to build skeleton. Because we are building the skeleton dungeon. Alright, both these bags empty. So now we just go in and I'm just going to color separate because that will make my life a lot easier. Instead of building out of a pile, I'll be building out of different piles that are colored. We'll put that there. Put that there. LA Knight, who is the United States champion, defends against Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Andrade is, I guess, a babyface in this match. LA Knight is a babyface that sometimes acts heelish. Carmelo Hayes is a heel and has been looking real bad lately. They recently upgraded the United States title, so the belt says LA Knight all over it and has his logo, which makes me think he's going to retain because they just did that. And I don't think they're going to do that. Also, it's LA Knight. The storyline of this has been both Carmelo and Andrade want to win the United States title, and LA Knight has beaten them. But also, they've had a war between the two of them. Recently, their best of 7 concluded the 7th match with LA Knight as the referee deciding, fuck all y'all, and beating them both up. So there was no winner, which then led to this match getting made. But obviously, why would you think anything less of LA Knight? Of course, LA Knight was going to do that. He's LA Knight. Of course, he was going to be an asshole about it. But yeah, I think this is a easy win this is going to be a fun showcase. I think we're still up for the actual best of 7 because right now they are 3-3-1. 3 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie because it was a double DQ. So I do think that we will see that just kind of end, or that they will have their blow-off match at some point and actually finish it up. But I don't think it's going to be with one of them winning the title. I think that LA Knight retains his title. Because I don't think. Oh, actually, no. I do think one belt is going to change hands, and it's Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending their women's tag championships against Damage Control, Kairi Sane and Io Sky, the Metaphor, representing the Metaphor, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson, who are NXT wrestlers who occasionally have appeared on the main roster, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. I believe that Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are going to win the women's tag titles. And why do I believe that, Pat? Pat, why do you believe that? Because Chelsea Green had a dumpster match where she ended up covered in trash. And then the next week, she still stunk like trash, apparently. And wrestlers get, how do I put this? Wrestlers who will do whatever sometimes get, whatever comes to them. They get garbage like that. They have to deal with nonsense situations. Garbage was the wrong word for that. But generally, if you do something like that and you are in such a weird position to I should also stress, to put over someone who is not vying for a title, just a like grudge match between two wrestlers, there is a quid pro quo there where like, okay, you do this and you'll have the tag titles for a little while. So that is my thought, is that the Metaphor are in this to eat a pin because it doesn't hurt anyone else if some girl from NXT loses. And that girl from NXT is going to lose to a taking advantage of the situation, Chelsea Green. And then Chelsea and Piper have the tag belts and they're running around. And then Jade and Bianca can beat them for it. Or Jade and Bianca can lose to them clean and then start feuding with each other because that's where the money is. Jade and Bianca have already lost the titles once with someone else getting pinned in a 3-way fight. And I love the idea that that's their kryptonite. That's the thing they can't do. They can't defend their titles in triple threat matches, or in this case, a 4-way tag match. The idea that they can't pull off a victory like that, I think is compelling and interesting. So that's why I'm going with it. I also want to see, I like seeing titles change hands. So I think that would be neat. And also, I love Chelsea Green. I think she's a phenomenal worker. She's a way better wrestler than she gets credit for because she's funny. And I always have a soft spot in my heart for really good wrestlers who also are funny. Because there are great wrestlers there are funny wrestlers, and then there are funny wrestlers who are also great wrestlers. And that's a very tough thing. Much like Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy, a phenomenal comedy wrestler who's also a great wrestler. Joe Hendry, a phenomenal comedy wrestler who has transitioned to not be a joke wrestler. He is just a good wrestler now. Grado, not a good wrestler. Very funny wrestler, but not a good wrestler. I have opinions on this particular subject. And then also Roman Reigns and the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso, who just reunited, take on the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and maybe Jacob Fatu instead of one of the Tama or Tonga. We don't know. We don't know which members are going to be represented in that, but it will probably be the Tongan brothers and Solo with Jacob on the outside. So whoever wins this doesn't win at Survivor Series when they do it a 4-on-4. Sami Zayn is not on this card, but is in Saudi Arabia. Sami Zayn makes the save, or tries to make the save post-match. And in my opinion, he does that because we are going to be introduced to Hikuleo. Hikuleo is Tama and Tonga's brother. It's complicated because one of these guys is Haku's real son by blood. The others are Haku's nephews by blood who he adopted, and so they are his sons by adoption. And they are brothers, they are cousins, but also brothers. And it's complicated. But all three of these guys are related. And they're all related. And then the idea, I guess, is that Hikuleo is going to make an appearance. In my opinion, Hikuleo makes an appearance to make sure that the new bloodline wins over the old bloodline. And then there is a 5-on-3, and then Sami Zayn comes in to help make the save. Setting up for a 4-on-4 at Survivor Series. Or maybe a 5-on-5, and the bloodline needs a 5th member. And I don't know who that is. They get somebody in there. Seth Rollins, perhaps. I don't know. But that is my general thought on that, is that this match ends with Roman Reigns and the Usos winning and then getting a post-match beatdown, because I feel like the new bloodline should win at Survivor Series. I don't know. That's my thought. I actually don't really know. I could see them winning, and then Hikuleo's the post-match attack, and then they move on from there. I don't know. Maybe they save Hikuleo for Survivor Series. They do it a 4-on-4, and suddenly there's a 5th member of the new bloodline. I don't know. I do know that we got Steve. I'm about to finish Steve here. I cannot remember, but there was a Punk song that came out probably 10 years ago at this point. But there was a Punk song that came out, and the main character in the song was named Steve. And it took me maybe like 5 or 6 listens to it before I realized it was a song about Minecraft Steve, and it was a song about Minecraft. And I was like, weird, but okay. Anyway, there's Steve. Steve's doing his thing. Let's get into actually assembling our skeleton. Our next step here. I was going to say, let's get started on this skeleton dungeon, but instead we got to build a skeleton person. Ooh. Got to build a skeleton. Get all our white parts out here for the skeleton. And our skeleton has a bow here. All right, so we got head there. Got to get our feet on. And that is Crown Jewel. 7 matches, more than usual PLEs. Again, I will not be watching it because I don't want to watch the Saudi Arabia shows. But I will talk about it on Moon Day and let you know my thoughts on who won and who lost. And I will try to remember what I predicted would be the outcomes so that I can go be like, I am incredibly smart. Or, oh, wow, I got that wrong. Don't know what I was thinking. Why did I think that Randy Orton wasn't going to pull a Randy Orton and win? or whatever. I still think I'm right about that. But maybe Carmelo Hayes wins the U.S. title. I'm wrong about that. I don't know. We got some news from the worlds of video games to talk about here. Some big news, some small news. The folks at Don't Nod that are been looking to strike are definitely going to strike. The STJV is saying that there was a walkout, 2-hour long walkout, which is generally the thing of okay, so if you don't think we're serious, here's our mini version of us being on strike. Does that work for you? Do you want to keep doing this? Are you serious about this? It looks like there will be an actual strike. An actual strike is probably coming for Don't Nod staff in France. Small little update to that story. We did have layoffs. We did have some layoffs in a couple different places. We will start with layoffs. 11% of the workforce at Fandom. This is according to people who are not at liberty to speak publicly, telling Aftermath. GameSpot staffers, people from Screen Junkies, GameFAQs, cord cutters. So far, no. We are unaware of anyone at Giant Bomb being laid off. There were some statements made by some Giant Bomb / GameSpot people, but it does not appear to be that. And it seemed like a lot of younger staff. There was an all hands meeting, and they were restructuring the company. This is a quote from the CEO. Restructuring the company in face of market changes as well as a failure to hit revenue goals. This was a lot of the GameSpot UK team and some video members on the overall GameSpot team. Some Fandom sales and management. Screen Junkies reported that some people working at Screen Junkies will go. So that's a lot of video editors. Lay people off, add more ads to the Fandom book. Yes, Lord Crashington. That's clearly the proper way to get things on the up and up again. If you're unaware of Screen Junkies, you may have at least come across sometime in your days Honest Trailers. That's part of that. Apparently obviously people know that things are rough, but this was there were no rumblings, there were no leaks about this ahead of time. Nobody was giving hints about this. It just seems to be a real shit, just kind of an out of nowhere situation. It seems like, again, I don't, I can only make speculation on that. All right, so this goes like this goes like that. Then I have two blue pieces here, one of which is to put these together, and one of which is to do this. Okay, and then we'll flip it back over and put on some of these here. One person described it as a rug pull. A bunch of people got laid off when Fandom purchased the sites. Obviously, and then earlier this year, there was another small round of layoffs. This is clearly more people. More information about that when it comes out. Let's see. We did have layoffs at Concord. The people that make Concord got shut down. Firewalk Studios shutting down. Everyone at Firewalk saw the writing on the wall. Will we get moved around? Will it be like what they did with Bungie? Will be folded in? Nobody quite knew what the actual situation was going to be, but apparently people had been, basically shopping around their resumes and all that. We did have closure. A press release coming on Tuesday. Um, uh, they were acquired 2 years ago. The game had been in development prior to being acquired, certainly. And then when the game coming offline is like, what's going to go on here? But, you know, and there was another small studio that was laid off as well, in basically the same announcement. Neon Koi. Neon Koi didn't put anything out. They were acquired a couple years ago. They were working on a mobile shooter. This company, Mobile Koi, or Neon Koi, I should say, they did a bunch of rounds of funding, got some money together. Part of that funding was a demo that apparently was so good that Sony just basically bought the company. And then nobody knows anything about the game. Nobody outside of Sony knows anything about the game they were making because we'll never know. And yeah, so bunch of people gone there. Obviously, a fucking bummer. And our condolences. Probably Monsters, all one word, which now definitely seems like the bad name for a studio. The developer, Probably Monsters, has laid off some staff. They have now canceled in the last year. They have now canceled 3 projects, and the people laid off here were working on a project. One thing that is fucking insane about Probably Monsters, like in a very fucking weird coincidence, Probably Monsters. They're a developer that also owns other developers. One of the developers they owned was Firewalk before Firewalk got purchased. And that's fucking weird as hell, right? A weird fucking coincidence. About 50 people were let go. And they were on internal, the Battle Barge team, which the game has been canceled. And one of the people that spoke out about this was a level designer who was laid off from Bungie a year ago in one of the in their first round of layoffs. So they were laid off for Bungie, found work here on a new project, and then that project got canceled and they got laid off again. And that is unfortunately not a unique case. This is their third project to be scrapped. And a lot of the art team people were impacted. And their official statement to game developer is they're undergoing a realignment to support smaller, more nimble teams and projects. We believe this format better matches the needs of players in the market. Our hearts go out to everyone impacted as we navigate the new realities of gaming landscape as an independent company. Yeah, it fucking sucks. Also, Probably Monsters has never released a game. They just keep canceling things. They just keep canceling games and laying people off. So I would say they're probably just burning through the capital they raised. That's going to be my guess. And then when they see things not working out, they will just abandon a project and lay people off. That's going to be my big guess. In some positive news, Call of Duty QA workers are probably going to strike. Activision Blizzard have a return to office mandate, and the Communication Workers of America Of course, the QA workers you know, are a union. They have walked out or done a virtual walkout in protest of the return to work mandates, um, return to office mandates, I should say, because they are trying to secure work from home accommodations for folks that have disabilities. And people that were promised that they would not do a return to office or that they would not have to be included in a return to office mandate. That obviously that was not true. Earlier this month, 300 Activision employees signed a petition calling for the return for work from home options. And there was a protest at the Texas and California offices. And apparently, according, again, this is to the CWA, the Communication Workers of America, that Activision and Microsoft have not permitted accommodations for employees with ADA-certified medical conditions, which opens them up to lots of fucking lawsuits and possibly strikes. Activision, according to they said in a statement, that despite multiple requests from the union representing the video game workers, Activision and Microsoft have been unable to articulate why specifically they are insisting workers must work in the office. So they haven't even been able to have a good reason. Even those with serious medical conditions and doctors' recommendations to work from home. I should also say that there is an internal group within Activision Blizzard King called A Better ABK that are saying that the CWA is speaking for them without their input. So there is a so they are coming and saying that they're not really being said. But we also learned that the company is unwilling to provide people with remote work accommodations, even when it's the only option that meets our employees' needs due to alienating policy. So there is like two groups, and they're not fighting with each other, but they both do agree on this shit is bullshit. So yeah, there will probably be more to the story. Let's see. Hey, there's Nintendo Music. If you have if you got an account there with Nintendo and you're paying them a monthly fee or a yearly, you're paying the $100 for the family plan. Now there's an app, Nintendo Music app, which has soundtracks, and you can stream them. This is for Nintendo Switch Online members. It is a value add if you already pay for Nintendo Switch Online. If you don't pay for Nintendo Switch Online, it is I think totally understandable. If you're like, I wish this was on places where I already paid money to listen to things. I totally understand that. I don't think that people who are mad that this exists and the way that, of course, Nintendo would do things, I don't know why you'd be surprised that Nintendo would do a Nintendo and have their own app and basically, as I said, make it an ad buy. I'm not super surprised about that. It is a fucking bummer that the app does not credit composers. That feels like a ridiculous oversight. It's 2024. That information is out there. You know, certainly Nintendo fucking knows that information. That seems like a real shit burger. One of the communities I follow have already gotten miffed at that app because it's missing music from Xenoblade games. See, Dirty, and again, that's the thing. It's like, oh, you mean it didn't launch with every single game represented? It only launched with some music? That's also very Nintendo. Are you saying that, and Dirty, and again, I'm not saying this to be mad at you. I'm saying this to be mad at people who don't seem to understand Nintendo. Now, again, it is complete bullshit that they're not crediting composers. But the idea that they don't have music from every single Nintendo game is like, yeah, of course, it's fucking Nintendo. They're not going to have everything, They're going to have a lot of stuff. They're always going to have something that missing something, or they're going to roll out other things because they didn't want to do it all at once. Because they're not sure how long they're going to support it, It's Nintendo. They're going to be Nintendo about it. But yeah, the not being able to, also hydrating, not being able to have that is a real button. If you log in the app and pick a song, the track information button has the name of the game it appears in. Oh, and the game it appears in, and the Nintendo copyright notice. But it is, it does not include composers. And that is a shame. And I wish that they would do that. And I hope they do edit that and put that in. Some of the songs you can loop for up to an hour. So if you want your Wii Shop music just playing for an hour, you can do that. If you want the lobby music for the Mii's, if you just want that playing, you can do that. You've got some options if you want to have some tunes just play. It seems pretty fucking cool. I don't know. I'm certainly not mad at it. Not going to get bent out of shape about it. But it is frustrating that Nintendo continues to act like they are some sort of monolith and not a place that people work at. And it would be great if composers received credit within the app. That would be really nice. But yeah, would like to see that. Let's see. Shout out to moderators out there. And then also, one, shout out to moderators. Two, shout out to modders, people making mods, because that's really what we're talking about here. We're talking about some modders out there doing the work. In this case, modders for Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero, who are modding in costumes that don't appear in the game that people demand. Let's see what we got here. Goku's pre-sale games track jacket that he was wearing. Piccolo's yellow Post Boy shirt that he wears in the Trunks filler episode, where he and Goku try to get driver's licenses. That outfit is not in the game, and people are modding so that it can be in the game, and that's very silly, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the work that people are doing to fill in the gaps left by the developers. Let's see. And part of it is because it's like not in there, but also because like people like the casual outfits. They enjoy that shit. Let's see. I don't know if the Badman shirt is in there, but I really do hope someone has modded in the Badman shirt. I do think maybe they'll be coming out in the future as packs, but I'm sorry. There is a mod on Nexus Mods for the pink Badman shirt from Vegeta. Yes, Lord Crashington. Honestly, the reason why some of these costumes aren't in there is probably because Bandai would like to sell them to you in a pack where you're paying for stuff you don't really want to get the stuff you do want over the course of several years until they have another Dragon Ball game. That's probably the reason. It's probably that. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have the winter jackets from Brawly. Gohan's Kai outfit from the Buu saga isn't in there. There could be people that are making these in the future. Modders could be making this in the future, as I said, but also there's totally exists the possibility that all of this stuff will appear later as DLC that you have to pay for, and maybe like a couple things will be free here and there to try to keep people going with the game. But that's probably why these cool, fun in a game full of fan service like this, why some things aren't in there yet is probably because they want you to buy it later. That's my guess. And is that cynical of me to say that? Yes. It is cynical, but that's probably also true. Sorry, I drink some water. Ooh, if I lean like this, you can just barely see one of my cat ears. That's fun. There's a cat ear. If I just do it just right, then the background remover doesn't remove the background of my fucking glass or fucking cat ears. All right. Now is the part of the stream where I'm going to take a pause for the cause. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. And you can make that choice if you want to. All the things I'll talk about here are optional. You're under no obligation to do any of these. But if you'd like to help me out financially, you're more than welcome to, and I'm going to give you options. Lashberg says, I feel like they have enough characters to keep them doing DLC for years before getting to casual outfits. But here's the thing, Lashbrook. They can do both. They can sell you characters and also outfits. Why not both? The real horror was capitalism. Anyway, speaking of capitalism, I'm going to talk about ways you can spend money. And again, all these things are optional. You're in no obligation to do any of these things. But if you'd like to, you'd benefit me, and all the money goes back into the stream. So you end up benefiting yourself. If you are currently a subscriber to the Bill Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here financially through cash money or your Prime Gaming token. You get cool emotes. You don't see ads, and no pre-roll ads, none of that. So if you are a subscriber, now would be a great time to do that. We are currently at, 23 subscribers. We're rapidly decreasing. We started at like 30 something. That's because a month ago, I got a bunch of subs at the end of Subtober. And those gifted subs are expiring. And so now I've dropped down to 23. My goal is to get to 40. I shut up about it at 40. If you want to become a subscriber or gift a sub, you could do that. If you want to use your Prime Gaming token, you can do that as well. These are optional. You don't have to do these, obviously. If you want to become, you want to throw bits and coins and join the cheerleader board, you could do that as well. There are other ways to support me. It's just that this is the easiest way. It's through Twitch. I should also say that if you are going to subscribe, make sure you don't do it through the app. Make sure you do it through a web browser or just a browser on your computer. And don't do it through the app because you will be paying a tax to do that. Make sure to do it here in the link provided, and go through that. There are other ways to support me financially, like Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. And I should also mention that the Apple tax is following people on Patreon. So if you are going to subscribe and a new subscriber to Patreon, don't use the app. Old subscribers, if you did it through the app, you will not be charged. They will extra. But going forward, anyone else is signing up through Patreon on their app, which you shouldn't use because it's a bad app. The Patreon app sucks. But if you want to join my Patreon, patreon.com/PatBear, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. I just recently, this week, put up a Q&A video. I do a monthly Q&A over on my Patreon, and those folks are the only ones that get it. So that's pretty cool. I also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, you can subscribe for just for free, over there for subscriptions. Now, if you want to become a member for just $2 a month, you can join over on the YouTube channel and become a member there. And you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So every Tuesday, you get a message with the link so you can watch the video before anybody else watches it, which is kind of cool. Let's see. Those are all monthly ways to support me. If you just want to throw a couple dollars my way here and there, you can go to my Ko-Fi or my PayPal. That is another way to support me. And everything I make through direct donations, like going through my PayPal and Ko-Fi, through YouTube, which includes watching my videos, so AdSense, so, watching my videos helps you out, through Patreon, through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and out of that fund, I buy model kits to build model kits and Lego sets on stream. I'm currently working on a kit that Past You helped Present and me build. I've got a backlog of stuff that I'd be happy to work on in the future. If you want to have a say in what I build next, you can buy something for me to build. You can go to my Amazon wish list. Over there on Amazon, I've got all kinds of stuff. I got model kits, I got Lego sets, I got inexpensive kits, I got expensive kits. We had a droop there in the KPBS but we're back now, so that's good. I've got inexpensive kits, expensive kits, kits that are never on sale. A few kits that are on sale. There's an Ultraman Zero kit, the Wukong Armor kit. That kit right now is on sale, so you can get that, and that's pretty neat. That's a pretty fucking rad looking kit. Is it an entry grade kit? Yeah, it's an entry grade kit. That looks fucking rad. That's like, right now it's on sale for $12. That's cool. I recently added some stuff to the wish list. I want to shout out one thing I added. Let me find it. Where is it? It is a Mega Constructs Pokemon building, or Pokemon, the Kanto region Pokedex. It is the Kanto version of the Pokedex. It does have different, you build different cards that can slot in to give you the Pokedex entry. That is really cute looking, and I'd love to build a Mega Constructs Pokemon Pokedex. I think that would be neat. And then I put in a Lambo. Got a Lamborghini Lambo V12 Lego set that looks fucking dope as hell. I like to build that as well. Bunch of stuff in there. Like I said, I recently added a couple things that seemed pretty fucking cool. So if there's something there you'd like to see me build, you could do that. And that would be neat. Let's see. My alternative to Amazon is Throne. I got a Throne wish list. There's some great stuff over there. See if there's something there you'd like to see me put together. You'd like to build my Throne wish list. And then USA Gundam Store. You go to USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card. They send you a gift card code in your email. You take that gift card code and you send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter or Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code. And I will use that gift card code to buy something on over there on USA Gundam Store. I do want to say that I just checked my Twitter, and I had a message request from someone named Amelia. Amelia, who has a bodybuilder, a male bodybuilder's picture as their profile picture. They joined in May 2024, and they have one follower, and they said, "Hi, I think your manners are very graceful. Can we chat?" So that's fun. It's fun, Amelia. That's not a thing I'm going to worry about. But I was like, oh, I'll mention it because it's fun. If you want to join my Discord, I got a lot of cool people hanging out in that Discord. I post build photos after every stream. People post stuff they're working on. The Discord is lovely. Just hang out in the Discord if you want to. Couple video links for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club, ongoing video series. Every other Monday I put an episode. This week's episode, I talk about a fucking anime that I didn't think I would talk about, but we kind of need to talk about. Suma Show. We talk about Suma Show, an anime that is not bad in the way that some people think is, based on the title of the actual title of Suma Show, but also is bad in different ways. And I talk about the misconceptions about it based on its title and its premise, and then like why I don't think it's very good, which is separate from why some people don't think it's very good. And that is a conversation that I wanted to have. So I decided that I would be the change I wanted to see in the world. And yeah, I just want to really quick see here. And then let's see. Yeah, and then also Kuma Baer. We should talk about Kuma Baer. Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. Every week I talk about a different show. Every month is a different theme. We are at the end of October, and October's theme had been my favorite shows from the summer season. And I talk about the overlooked and maybe mid, but still very enjoyable, A Journey Through Another World, raising kids while adventuring, which is a very fun slice of life adventure isekai series about a guy who, as soon as he shows up in a fantasy world, he finds a set of young twins, and he decides he's going to look after them at the behest of the god that summoned him. And they're very strong and nice, and he's great, and they're all great, and they have a good time, and there are animal summons and fun adventures, and just like lots of... It's one of them shows where Japanese food is great, and preparing Japanese food makes people in that fantasy world go gaga for it. It is that tried and true thing, and the kids are adorable, and it's a good time. It's just like really fun. You should check out that as well. And then before we get back into Lego building here, I do need to say that if you want to get a donation in early to my Extra Life page, there is a link there in chat, and a reminder that I am doing Extra Life. I'm going to get rid of this right here. Get rid of the sub goals there so we can read the whole thing, and you can see. I'll put this right there. That's the overlay for that. So right now I'm at $0. Now, obviously, I don't need it yet. I will need it on Saturday to keep doing cool shit. But I'm doing CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K24 this particular Saturday, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm raising money for a children's hospital here in South Carolina, a local one. Every $10 donated, you can pick a wrestler or a match type that you'd like to see in the show. For every $50 raised, I will perform a famous wrestling promo. And there's a link there to the Extra Life in the chat right now. And it will be here at twitch.tv/PatBear as far as Extra Life. And I will keep that up there so we can see that. But yeah, I found a GitHub where someone made a overlay that anyone can use. And I believe... hopefully it will automatically refresh and update every once in a while, and then I won't have to keep the supposedly it will do that, and I don't know, but supposedly it'll do that and refresh itself, but I won't know until people start donating. So hopefully they will at some point. I won't have a sound. I don't have a sound attached to it right now, but I will have that going like there. So yeah, hopefully people can come out, hang out on Saturday as I run CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K24 and try to raise some goddamn money for the kids. There will be a lot of those streams happening all weekend. A lot of those streams happening on Saturday. If you can't be here for my stream, I understand. If you can't donate because you are not able to, I totally understand that as well. But I just thank you for even considering it. I appreciate you. All right, I'm going to talk about some anime that I watched, and then we will keep working on this Lego set and then talk about other things as well, I'm sure. Before I do that, I do need to dramatically transition to the overhead camera, and I need to drink some water, and I'm going to do that right now. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this episode of Ranma 1/2, which is on Netflix, and I'll become a villainess who goes down in history on Crunchyroll. I have realized that I am not watching anything that is on High Dive this season, so I'm letting that expire, And then I will get it again next season if there are things coming out next season that I want to see. I am not going to pay for it just for the back stuff. Do they have one of my comfort anime? Non Biori? Yes. Have I, and will I get it again if I suddenly really want to watch some Non Biori? Yeah, probably. If I really need to catch. The third season of Non Biori, I believe, is on Crunchyroll as well. So I could just watch it there. But the other seasons and the movie are on High Dive. So eventually I will probably get it again because I will want to marathon some Non Biori and get my comfort anime comfort in. But that's neither here nor there. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Ranma 1/2, episode 4. And let's talk about we see the narrator is watching some stuff from the previous episode. We had Ranma and Akane and Tadawaki fighting each other in various combinations. Also, Ranma and Genma fighting each other because that is a thing that happens quite a bit. And then we cut away from that, and we're going to go be introduced to another character. It's not my favorite character in Ranma, but it is an important character to be introduced, and that character is named Ryoga. Ryoga, with his umbrella, stops a rampaging wild boar. He is looking for Furinkan High School. He's looking for the high school that Ranma and Akane go to. He's got to go to Tokyo for that. He leaves for it. He wants to fight Ranma. And that is his mission. He is on his way to find Ranma because he wants to fight Ranma. All right, so this is going to go like this. Oh, it goes next to that. This. All right, and then it clicks in like that. Okay, we did it. We are building. We're getting things done around here. Let's see. We cut back to the Tendo house, and Nabiki and Kasumi want Ranma, who is currently in Ranma-chan girl form. They want to put cute outfits on Ranma, and Ranma is, of course, not interested in that because of sexism. They are looking through Akane's closet for clothes for Ranma. And Ranma basically is just like, these clothes are too tight because Ranma-chan has a better figure than Akane, which obviously makes Akane mad. It took Ryoga a week to get to Tokyo, and we'll learn out why later, why it took him a full fucking week to get there, which apparently shouldn't have taken him that long, but we'll find out more about that in a bit. Ranma and Akane are arguing on the way to school. Ryoga finds Ranma and tries to fight him. And that Ranma at first is like, I don't know this man. But eventually it's just like, oh yeah, we used to go to school together. That's right. Okay. Ryoga chased Ranma all the way here because Ranma apparently ran away from their last fight. And then Ranma corrects him and says, yeah, I showed up to where you wanted to fight me, and I waited for 3 days, and you never showed up. So eventually, I figured you didn't want to do it. And that's incredible. Ranma likes fighting strong people so much that he waited 3 days for a fight with another teenager before he gave up. And apparently, the reason why it took him 10 days to find Tokyo and couldn't find the meeting place was... it took him 4 days to find that meeting place, is that Ryoga has a terrible lack of direction. Just bad sense of direction. Just cannot find shit. Is just very bad at that. Which is fun. Ryoga, apparently, this particular incident has caused Ryoga to not just want to beat Ranma, but to remove any joy from Ranma's life and ruin his life. And so then he challenges Ranma to a fight and leaves to go train and prepare for the fight. He even has a scroll. He's got like a fucking challenge scroll for this shit. He's being a little dramatic. Ranma and Akane go back home, and then a couple days later, Ranma as a girl is fighting with Genma as a panda, and Kasumi's just like, hey, what's up with this whole challenge scroll? What's up with this? And then finally Ranma remembers why Ryoga does not like him. In the past, Ranma took several desserts and sandwiches at lunch before Ryoga could do it. That's it. And apparently the duel was supposed to happen the day before. So Ranma missed the duel. And this time it is Ranma's fault because he didn't read it. So he just missed it. This is going to be a 2x6. So we'll put that there. 2x6. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. Let's see. Ranma's like, yeah, he probably didn't show up for the fight anyway. It's fine that I missed it, which is fair, honestly. A week later, Ryoga and Ranma finally find each other at the school. Ranma throws bread items at Ryoga, like he throws like rolls and buns at him. But apparently it's not just that. That's not the only thing that ruined his life. There's more, apparently, but we don't know what that is. Ryoga drops his umbrella, and Akane discovers that umbrella is very heavy. Hell yeah, love that. And basically, she's just like, hey, I bet this dude is strong. And that is true. Ryoga is very strong. Turns out Ryoga has been doing a lot of training and is really tough. And Ranma's shirt gets ripped in there while they're fighting each other. So you know it's serious. Okay. Got this together. I'm just going to make sure this is all connected properly. This seems to be connected all properly and looking good. And then we still have this little thing that's going to do something at some point. We'll find out what that is later. Ranma's not happy about his shirt being ripped. He gets called a girl for being sensitive about a shirt, which we know that Ranma will hate because Ranma does turn into a girl. But also Ranma is sexist. So, of course, that pisses him off. Let's see. They fight each other. Akane gets caught up in the fight. Bananas get thrown. And Ranma ends up using the very heavy umbrella to protect Akane from the bananas because the bananas are razor sharp. Because Ryoga is a fucking weird character that I enjoy. Again, not my favorite character in Ranma 1/2. Haven't met that character yet, but Ryoga is up there in his complete weirdness that I appreciate very much. They fight on the rooftop and they argue. Akane and Ranma fight on the rooftop. That's what I meant to say. And Ryoga is trying to get a word in edgewise, and they are just actively shutting him down because they are too busy fighting with each other, and they don't have time to fight with him. So I got to find the placement for these. Akane tries to leave the conversation. And in the midst of this, Ryoga, who should just let them have their fight, on their argument, honestly, their lovers quarrel, they're not lovers, but, they're engaged. He throws his weapon, he tries to attack Ranma, and Ranma brushes it off, and in the process, Akane's hair gets cut. And everyone is fucking freaked, and it's like a comedic, uh-oh. So they're both fucking dead. Akane is going to kick their asses, cry, or both. And we'll find out what happens in episode 5. Ryoga Hibiki is awesome. He's my second favorite Hibiki. Obviously, my favorite Hibiki is Dan Hibiki. There's no question that my favorite Hibiki is Dan Hibiki. Like, what are we talking about? My second favorite Hibiki is Ryoga. I love Ryoga. He's so fucking dumb and fun and just a goofy character. He is by like halfway through, like a couple episodes from now, he will go from being like an arch rival to just another guy that is there for comedic relief. But I think he's very fun in his role and a good time. And I'm happy to see Ryoga. Again, not my favorite character in Ranma 1/2 of the supporting characters. To say that is Shampoo, and we will meet Shampoo soon. I am hoping that any changes made to Ranma 1/2 in 2024 will make the joke less of Shampoo is weird because she's Chinese and more the joke of Shampoo is weird and she's Chinese. Because one of the things that hasn't aged particularly well of the original Ranma is the fact that a lot of the jokes about her, about Shampoo, stem from the fact that she's from another country. Isn't that weird? And it's not great. And I'm hoping that gets better in this one. I don't know if it will, but I hope it does. Oh, we're building some sort of cage here. Jesus. Making a cage. And then episode 4 of The Villainess. I'll become the villainess who goes down. Oh, sorry. I'll become a villainess who goes down in history. The episode was titled The Villainess and the Flower Field. If you have not been watching, Alicia is a girl that has memories of her previous life. She doesn't talk about it much, but she knows she is the villainess in an Otome game, and she is psyched to be the villainess. A thing we should take into consideration is the fact that she does not seem to understand what it means to be a villain. Her idea of what it means to be a villainess is someone who never loses out to the heroine, the main character. And that's basically it. Like, she's nefarious occasionally, and sometimes she sounds harsh, but most of the time she's just a little aggressive and kind of straightforward, and maybe just like tsundere. She comes off as more tsundere than anything else, which I think is pretty fun. All right, so this is gonna go in this here. Put that down in there. Then we're going to put this here. Let me just get this all figured out. And then we put the bars across this. That. And then that's going to go in here. That goes in there. And then this thing moves around. There. You can see it moves around a bit. Then you can also lift the lid if you want to see it move like that. So we have some interactive features here in our skeleton dungeon. So that's the basic plot. We've got a girl who knows kind of what's going on in the game, who is honestly more interested in being a weirdo. Oh, all right, we're done with bag 1. These are extra pieces from bag 1. And we will... Oh, did I miss something with the skeleton? Did I miss a piece with the skeleton? Let me quickly look. We're going to pull it back here. Did I miss something to... No, the skeleton's fine. Okay. So we got some extra pieces here, which we'll figure out later. I'd like to keep those separate. And now we're going to do bag 2. No bag 2 as we work on this. Continue to work on this here. And then we'll figure it out on Monday. Monday we'll probably end up finishing this up. Make sure that I didn't miss anything there. All right, and we'll get our 2 bags here. So episode 4, the heroine of the story, Liz Cather, is the king wants her to be observed and get reports on her because she's probably the saintess. And Alicia has decided to do that. Apparently Liz is kind of like a naive girl and kind of unrealistic, and she's just not like practical. And hopefully Alicia's role is to make Liz a bit more of a pragmatic, realistic saint, like a more of a realist, which is a probably tall order, but Alicia's like, okay. And Alicia gives a basically Alicia's is like, here's my condition. I can take one of my servants, or one of the people that works for me, who is currently in the wastelands, the exiled village, Riona. I can take Jill with me. Jill is the boy that she saved, who is now pledged his loyalty to her. And he's like, I'm going to take him with me. And oops, I dropped a piece. Hold on. I'll be back in just a second. I'm going to get up and get that piece now. Do I actually need this piece anytime soon? Possibly. Maybe not. Maybe I don't need that piece. Maybe I won't need that piece till Monday. But I do know that if I didn't get this piece now, if I didn't get this now, I might forget that it's there. So now I have it back, and everything is okay. It's all okay. Everything is fine. We did it. We figured it out. Put that right there, so I know where it is. But yeah, right now we're just knolling. Just going to separate parts here. Find what we need. Put those parts in places. Make it easier to find later, so that when I'm doing this I want to do this again on Saturday, I have everything together. Nice and easy. And I can find everything that I need when the time comes. Yep, just sorting back too. Considering it's Lego, you probably need it soon enough. Yes, I will need it at some point. Like now, as I said, there are extras here and there, but you can't ever count on that. The thing you dropped is a thing you don't immediately need. So I want to make sure that I have the thing that I need when I need it. We'll put the piece over there. Got a rubber black piece there. Okay, so Alicia goes to the exiled land to grab Jill, and so they can use Jill. Alicia runs into a woman who is badly injured, and manages to save her, but has to amputate a leg. And there's a whole scene of like this girl being like, "I don't want this. Like, just let me die," and all that. And our girl Alicia gives a villainous speech about like, yeah, you could die. You could just die. But you don't have permission to die. You have to live. I have given you a chance to live. I'm going to adjust my chair here. Sorry. And so you need to live because because you don't have control of your life anymore, basically. It is a villainous speech, but Alicia just seems very tsundere in that speech. And it does not seem really threatening. It mostly seems like she's just trying to hide her nature of being a good person. Let's see. That girl's named Rebecca, to become an informant and to let her know what's going on in the town as things are happening there, so that she can be informed of what's going on there. Gil and Alicia travel to the Magic Academy. Alicia runs into Liz. Again, Liz is our heroine character here. Liz has a bunch of friends, and they try to get Alicia to join the group, but Alicia like immediately rejects her because she wants to maintain her image as a villainess. And despite the fact that a bunch of characters in this world do not consider her a villainess and do not buy it, Liz's friends do buy it. They actually don't like her, which is weird. And then there's a fucking weird moment where she is forcibly transported into a library at the behest of the prince, who you may remember she met a long time ago, who is a little older than her, and basically in talking to her, he got inspired to do better at studying magic and all that. And now he's accomplished enough that he can forcibly teleport someone pretty strong like our girl here, and also seems to not be upset with the fact that she is like a legendary talent and is like going to be very strong in the future. He's basically flirting with her, and it's fucking inappropriate and weird, and she is not pleased with all of this. But yeah, he seems like into her in a way that is not great. But he's also like the main love interest, and I'm not convinced that the anime thinks that what he did was weird. Like she doesn't love it, but it doesn't. I'm not convinced that this was supposed to be an awkward scene. That I think I am seeing things that the anime doesn't want me to see with this particular bit. I think I'm supposed to think that it's romantic, and I don't find it romantic. Anyway, he's happy that she's been enrolled there. There is a tea party that happens, that Alicia is happening, and she has some wild ideas about integrating the. She's very naive, but she wants to integrate the exiled lands back with the rest of the kingdom without ever having been there, without knowing any of the people that are there, without doing even the most basic knowledge about the place. And so our main character, Alicia, berates her in front of all her friends for that. And a bunch of her supporters are really mad about this. And we kind of get the sense by the end of this episode that this kind of feels a little unnatural. And the first inkling of me, the viewer, is this main character doing something? Like, is she also an isekai character? Because that's not uncommon. We don't have evidence right now that that is the case, but I get the sense that maybe she is doing this like she's either got, oh, I'm the main character, and because I'm the main character, I have a power over people, and this is the world trying to make sense of the fact that the villainess is not that villainous. Or she could also be an isekai character who is like, why isn't the prince fawning over me? Why are people interested in the villainess? Why does she not seem like a villain? Why is she not bullying me more? She's just making cogent points. Like, it could be that. I don't know, because I haven't read this. I've read like the first like 2 chapters of this manga. So, now I'm watching the anime, and I don't know where it's going, and I don't know exactly what the deal is with it. I'm just trying to sort through our components here, make my life a little easier for Monday, which will be when I will be resuming this build. Let's try to make things a little easier for me, your friend Pat. Got to do through all this, but we will keep building here. But that's the anime that I have been watching. On Monday, I will talk about Dandadan and Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Daima, and it will be a 3-pack, and Ranma. We'll do all of that on Monday. I'll get caught up on all of those. And then maybe that Thursday I'll talk about Gundam along with the next episode of I'll Become a Villainess. And I might get caught up because I'm a 1 episode behind of Villainess. So I might watch episodes 5 and 6 for next week. I keep saying eventually I'll do that. And I haven't yet. But I might actually do that. But yeah, now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you. While I actually start this bag 2 here, when I finish knolling it, what are you watching right now? What are you reading? What are you up to? What are you into? I always love to hear from you folks about what you got going on. So let me know in the chat if you're playing any video games or watching anything. Because especially since we didn't get to talk on Monday about that stuff, like if you know what you did last weekend, all that. Your friend Pat, I finished the Alan Wake 2 DLC, the Lake House DLC. No spoilers on that, because I know some people haven't finished that might be interested in playing that, or we're going to be playing it this weekend. Maybe you played it last weekend. I really liked it. It's high on control stuff, and I really love control, so I was probably predisposed to enjoy it. The accessibility features that have been added to the game, I think, are phenomenal. If you have the game and you have not checked out them, even if you don't get the DLC, I think it's worth taking a look at that to make combat kind of not a problem, and to make it more accessible for people, which I think is valuable and helpful and cool. But I have been having a good time in that game, doing my thing. And I finished that DLC, and I look forward to playing more of that DLC, or not more of it, but playing more Alan Wake stuff and control stuff in the future, especially with the upcoming control set in the control world, but actually just a Left 4 Dead clone. I look forward to that shit as well. Spookier Left 4 Dead. It makes me excited. And then I did the annual Ghost Pumpkin Festival. We played that on Tuesday, carved some pumpkins, gave some ribbons to some pumpkins, talked about various things, tried to finish that haunted house, gave up on that haunted house, but still had fun working on that. That was a good time. I believe that in a couple days, those servers will shut down. I did not check in today to see what was happening in there, but I know there was some extra cool shit going on, and some devs that work with the people that make this game were doing some special stuff and doing some carving, and that's fun. I think that's really neat. So I hope more people check that game out, because it was really fun. Hearthstone, we got a new expansion coming out next week, and I've been watching some people there were some theory crafting events, and so some people were working on builds for that, and I have not seen a single deck that I enjoyed. I think there are a couple cards that seem neat. The starship mechanic of you play cards to build a thing, and then you build a version of it, and then you pay 5 mana, and it launches. Starship launches, and then things happen. It's kind of like a location, but with conditions. Seems kind of interesting, but maybe really boring. And then there's a rogue deck that does not look fun to play against, where basically you just combo your whole goddamn deck and just do damage and win. And it's a thing where you have to beat that rogue deck before they get their combo off. So you only can beat it with zoo decks or other OTK decks, and just you're faster. And that's not what I like about Hearthstone. I am hoping that there is more. I'm hoping there is more coming. That there are combinations. There are some cards that I think will benefit my previous decks that I have that I like. So that is exciting to me. But overall, the new mechanics in there haven't really done anything for me, but it's Hearthstone. It's not going to cost me money, because I'm not going to put any money into the battle pass. So, I'll find fun decks to play. And as I said, there are a couple cards that seemed neat immediately that I'm like, okay, I want to check these out. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I find some decks. And then once all the cards are out, there will be new decks that people try to build. And I will have to check those out and see if those are fun. But I already am expecting some cards to get nerfed that are just, that rogue deck is just fucking obnoxious. And I'm like, oh no. And this is people that are playing it with some restrictions. And once those restrictions go away, it's going to be even fucking worse. No, I don't have any D&D coming up. Tomorrow I'm just watching wrestling and hanging out. I got to record some videos. I got to record the next 2 Kuma Baer videos for next week. I'll be recording those, I believe, on Saturday, or maybe you know what? I should do those tomorrow night. I should do the next videos tomorrow night. The next 2 weeks of those. My theme for November, I'll tell you that. Hey, I'll tell you what the theme is. The theme for Kuma Baer in November is, as I look for a dark gray 1x2 stacking. Oh, here it is. I found it. My theme for November is shows I didn't think shows I waited too long to watch. I have to figure out the short answer for that, but it shows that I slept on. Shows that I personally slept on, and I was wrong for it. And a lot of them are like shows I end up watching during the early days of the lockdown part of the pandemic, where I was just starved for content to watch. And so I ended up watching a bunch of stuff that like people had recommended to me for years. And also some sports anime, because I'm predisposed to not try out sports anime. And it turns out I do like some sports anime. So yeah, I've got some shows that I'm like, shows I've slept on in the past is the November theme. So I got to record 2 of those. And then prep for Saturday stream, which will be great. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be a good time. Oops, did I miss a piece somewhere along the way? I did. I missed this piece. This piece has got to go in there. Also, to talk a little bit more about wrestling, shout outs to Private Party. You should have won at the pay-per-view, but congratulations to Mark and Isaiah for winning the AEW World Tag Team Championships, beating the Young Bucks. That's rad. I hope that you do not drop the titles immediately to like members of the BCC or some shit. I hope that you keep those for a while. God, I hope you keep them for a while because they'll suck otherwise. But yeah, congratulations. You should have won them at the pay-per-view, but you didn't. But you did win them on AEW Fright Night, their night before Halloween show. Congratulations to you. Now I'm going to read what y'all have been writing as I continue to work on this for another couple minutes. Lord Crash says, I got the Castlevania DLC for Vampire Survivors, which is rad so far, with a big map to explore and more whips and characters to unlock. Hey, you had me at more whips. That sounds rad. Also has a ton of Castlevania music in it, to it, that is rad to listen during runs. Yes. Especially if you've played a lot of Vampire Survivors and maybe you have hit a point where you are a little tired of Vampire Survivors music and now you just get some fucking Castlevania tunes and you don't have to have that playing in a YouTube playlist or something. That's awesome. Ghostfile says, first full stream since MagicCon Vegas, still recovering. Well, I didn't have a stream on Monday, so you only missed my Tuesday stream. So that's welcome back. I hope you recover well. You're bouncing between Blown and Monster Hunter World. Wilds is doing the beta right now. Yes, there is a beta for Wilds. Still enjoying Dan and Great British Baking. Hell yeah. Lashbrook says, I've been playing a lot of that Pokemon TCG Pocket. It's really a weird bite-sized version of the actual card game. Yes, I have heard things about that. Some good and some bad. Some people who are like, this is everything I want in a video game and a Pokemon game, and other people being like, I played the tutorial and liked it. I played a game against people who knew what they were doing that I should not have got matched against, and they crushed me, and I didn't get to play. And I'm like, yep, that's card games. Unfortunately, that very much is card games. Ooh, this is like a waterfall? We're building like a waterfall over here. Neat. That's cool as hell. I'm really liking this build, y'all. This is fun. Okay, so we need one of these. We need we'll get some of this started here. I don't know how much we're just going to build, but we'll get started. Let's see. Laura Crash says, I'm watching more Pokemon and they don't pull punches as Ash let his Butterfree. Yes, that's the Butterfree. The Goodbye Butterfree episode is a classic in the tugging on your heartstrings early Pokemon. Go away his new mate and then lets his Primeape leave to become a fighting champion, but replaces them with a muck that stinks even in the Pokeball. Yes. So that is an early examples of Pokemon where they're like, well, how do we, you want to catch them all, but how do we deal with the fact that really you're only going to have 6 at a time? And the answer to that question is some of them have other jobs they want to do or other things they want to accomplish, and Ash lets them do that. Or they just go and hang out with Professor Oak. There are a variety of answers to that question, it turns out. I did get into Pokemon TCG Pocket and enjoying just collecting cool cards. Yeah, Lord Crashington, if I was going to get into that, it might be to collect cool cards, because I do like cool cards. I have been able to avoid card game stuff. TCG, Card Shop Simulator, has been my fix of, I want to open cards. It would be neat to have cards to open. That has been my answer to that, because there's nothing to do in that game but open cards and then obviously sell those cards. So you get the thrill of opening packs without having to spend all that fucking money. Ash keeps getting yelled at to catch more Pokemon, and he sure isn't doing that very much. No, because you need to slowly introduce new Pokemon because Pokemon need to have their own episodes when you get new Pokemon, but there's only so many episodes, so they got other stuff. Every episode can't be, and then I caught this Pokemon, the end. I spent the whole episode trying to catch this Pokemon. Like, no, they got to do other stuff too. So then he has to then not catch Pokemon. It's a vicious, vicious cycle. And then he has to spend episodes catching Pokemon. And cycle over. There's a clone of TCG Card Shop Simulator on PS5 that looks like low effort clone. I'm sure. I am sure there are other clones out there of that, people trying to do that as well, because it's fairly low effort. It's not low effort. It appears to be low effort. So I'm sure people are trying to ride the thunder on that. Okay, I'm going to leave that up. I got to change my overlays around. You know what? Hey, I'm going to give you a preview. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here, because we are finishing up tonight's stream. We're going to go hang out with somebody else doing cool shit. But while I figure out who we're going to go hang out with on a Thursday evening, because I don't know. I don't think Patrick is no longer doing Thursday night horror night streams, which makes sense. So I don't know there. Mary Kish was streaming but ended early to do Halloween stuff. Hell yeah, good for Mary Kish. I can show you. This is what. Oh wait, okay. You can see. Oh, there's double me. Hey, there's double me. This is giving me my setup on Saturday. For when I am reading the promos, when people donate. Every time I hit $50, I will be doing that. Oh, that's right. Seb Mall. We're going to raid Seb Mall, who is doing a very long stream. He's been streaming for 11 hours. I don't know how much he's going here, but it is the viewer shuffle where you give him money and then the game changes and he doesn't know what it's going to be, what the next game is going to be. So every donation changes the game. What's the deal there, Playing Food? Yes. So I wanted to have a fun back wall that would work for, or backdrop that would work for any promo, any wrestling promo. Oh, my microphone thing kind of does blend out of there, which is good. So that'll be that. This is what this is going to look like on Saturday. So come back for that. We are going to raid. I hope you come along on this raid. We're going to go hang out with Seb Mall. I think he's towards the end of it, but I don't know how much longer he's going to go. But we'll go hang out with them because that'll be fun. Feel free to come along on this raid and come back on Saturday for my extra live stream, raising money for Children's Hospital here in South Carolina. I'm part of Team Giant Bomb. I hope you can come hang out. Thanks so much for being here on a fine Thursday night. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.